Hi everybody, my name is Allie and today we are going to be doing a morning or sunshine yoga class. So this class is perfect if you want to do it in the mornings when you get up or if you need a little bit of energy in the afternoon. So we'll start on our mat, sitting in a cross-legged position. You just want to go straight through your spine, relaxing through the shoulders. And if you feel comfortable here, we'll close down the eyes and take a deep breath together. In through the nose and release through the mouth. One more time, inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. On our next inhale, we're going to inhale, arms come up and overhead. And exhale, we're going to twist to our right side. So our right fingers come behind us. Left hand comes to the right knee. Inhaling here. And on your next exhale, twist a little bit further to your right side. Taking a few deep breaths here, warming up the body. On our next inhale, we'll bring the hands up and overhead. And exhale, coming over to a twist on your second side. Inhaling to lengthen through your back. And exhale, twisting a little bit further. On your next inhale, we'll come back to seated. We're going to walk our hands in front of us. Coming up into a tabletop or all fours position. And just finding a spot here that feels good for you and your body. Making sure that your knees are underneath your hips and your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Now we're going to move through cat-cow here. So as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly towards the ground, look up to the sky. And exhale, we're going to curl through the spine, bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, curl through the back. Doing this a few more times with your breath. Moving and warming up our body before we get into some of the sun salutations that we're doing today. Maybe shake the hips from side to side. Do some circles with the spine. And when you're ready, come back to neutral. And we're going to tuck our toes underneath us and lift our legs and our hips back and up. So we're in our downward facing dog. And take a moment to notice what feels good for you here. Maybe taking your dog for a walk, bending into one knee and then the other, or shaking your tail from side to side, opening up the hips. Whatever it is that feels good for you here, we'll take a couple more breaths. And now start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Coming into a forward fold. And if you can't touch your feet with straight legs, you can bend your knees as much as feels good. And we're just gonna stand as if we're holding two paintbrushes in our hands. They're pointed towards the ground as if we're painting on our mat. And we're just going to draw rainbows with our paintbrushes. Making your rainbows as big or as small as you want. For one more breath. And then coming back to center, we're going to slowly bend through the knees, really put our weight into our feet, and come up one vertebrae at a time. So very slowly. Lifting up your neck and chin and head last, and coming to the top of your mat. So we're going to move through some sun salutations here. So we'll start moving a little bit slower, and then we'll start picking up the pace as we learn how to do the sun salutations. So standing at the top of your mat, really put your weight into your feet. Closing your eyes, taking a breath here. Opening the eyes back up on our next inhale, we're going to reach our arms up and overhead, reaching towards the sky. And on your next exhale, swan diving, folding forward, hands coming to the feet. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, hands will come to the knees. And exhale, fold, planting the hands, and then stepping back into a plank. Taking a breath here. And then lowering our knees and slowly coming down onto our bellies. Keeping our hands beside our ribs, we'll take an inhale, slowly lift up the chest, looking forward. This is baby cobra. And exhale, we're gonna push up through the knees, tucking the toes, and coming back to our downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. And on your next inhale, you can bend the knees and walk, step, or hop up to the front of your mat. On the next inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Grounding through your feet, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, reaching up, looking up to the sky. And exhale, bring the arms down by our sides. Good, so that was our first sun salutation. We're gonna do one more like that, and then we're gonna add a couple movements to it. So inhale, arms come up and overhead. And exhale, swan dive, folding forward, reaching for the toes. Inhale, halfway lift, hands come to knees. And exhale, fold, planting the hands and stepping back through to your plank. And then dropping the knees, coming down onto the belly. And inhale, pressing through the hands, lifting the chest. Exhale, coming back down and moving through our knees. And all the way back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, pedaling out the legs, finding what feels good. And then bend the legs and walk, step, or hop up to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up and overhead. And exhale, arms come back down by your sides. Beautiful. So this time we're going to add a little bit of a lunge and twist into our sun salutations to get the body really warmed up and ready for the day. So inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive, folding forward, hands come to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, plant the hands. And this time we're only going to step the right foot back. So coming into a lunge. And maybe bring that leg up a little bit more. You want to make sure that your ankle is right underneath your knee. So you can stay here, and if that's a little bit too much, you can drop your back knee. And we're going to plant our right hand, and inhale, left arm comes up and overhead, so coming into a twist. Taking a couple breaths here. On our next exhale, we'll drop the left arm back down towards the mat. Tuck the back toe under, lift the back leg, and then step back into a plank. Lower the knees, coming on to our bellies. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, moving to downward facing dog, catching your breath here. On the next inhale, we'll bend through the knees and walk, step, or hop up to the front of our mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come all the way up and overhead, and exhale, dropping the hands by your side. Moving on to the second side of the twist here. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, and exhale, swan dive, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to knees, and exhale, fold, planting the palms and stepping back with your left foot. Wiggling the front foot up as much as feels good, and staying here, dropping the back knee. We're gonna plant through the left hand. Inhale, right arm comes up and overhead, opening up your heart here. Taking a few breaths. And on your next exhale, right hand comes back to the mat, tucking the toes under, lifting the back leg and stepping back through your plank. Maybe bring the knees down, coming back onto your belly. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, bend through the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop up to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, folding forward. Inhale, ground through the feet, slight bend in the knees, arms come up and overhead. And exhale, arms come down by your side. Beautiful. So next time we're going to go a little bit further, and we're going to do a lunge without the twist, but we're gonna come up during our sun salutations. So inhale, arms come up. Exhale, swan dive, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to knees. And exhale, fold, planting the palms and stepping back with the right leg. Finding a good lunge here. We're gonna inhale, lifting our hands up and coming into a lunge. Good. Holding it for a few more seconds here. And then exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat and bringing the left foot back to meet the right, lowering the knees and coming down onto our bellies. Inhaling to up dog or cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. On the next inhale, bend through the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop up to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, and exhale, arms come down by the sides. Beautiful. So we are going to do one more sun salutation here with the lunge. So on our second side, inhale, arms come up overhead, and exhale, swan dive, folding forward. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, fold. We're gonna plant the hands and step back with our left foot. Our right foot is forward. So finding a good solid foundation here. And when you feel a little bit more stable, we're gonna lift the arms up overhead, coming into a lunge. So if you're holding a big beach ball in between your palms, and breathing here for a few seconds. And on your next exhale, dropping the hands back to the earth. Stepping the feet back into lunge, dropping the knees and coming down onto your belly. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to downward facing dog. Good, taking a few breaths here. On your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop up to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, hands come down by your sides. One last sun salutation here. It's just going to be the first one we did at the beginning. Inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold, planting the palms and stepping back through to plank. Stay here or drop the knees and come down onto the belly. Inhale to up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking what you need here. Bending through the knees, look forward, and walk, step, or hop up to the front of your mat. And instead of coming into a halfway lift, we're just going to come back into our fold, pretending we have our paintbrushes again, and painting our rainbows from side to side. Making them as big or as small as feels good for us. And then coming back to neutral, we're going to bend into the knees, slowly coming up. Standing at the top of our mats, we're going to place our hands over our heart, closing down our eyes, and taking one big breath here together. Inhaling through the nose, and release through the mouth. For the last time, we're going to inhale, arms come up and overhead. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, dropping the hands. And we're just going to walk the legs back into our downward facing dog. Bending into one knee and then the other. And shaking the hips from side to side. Slowly coming down onto our knees. We're going to bring our big toes to touch in the back. Bring our knees out to mat distance apart. And slowly sinking our hips down onto our feet. Dropping the chest, walking the arms out in front of you. And coming into our child's pose. This is a great way to relax at the end of your class. So we'll close down the eyes. Start really focusing on your breath. Taking nice, long, deep breaths here. Relaxing your shoulders. Maybe bringing a smile to your face. Breathing in happy energy. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly start to come back up, making our way into an easy seated position. Sitting here on our mat, we'll bring our shoulders up, back, and down, opening up your heart, closing down your eyes, and taking one final breath here all together. Inhaling through the nose and release through the mouth. Beautiful. Thank you all for practicing with me today. I hope that this woke you up and is a great way to start your day or get a little bit more energy into your afternoon. So have a great rest of your day, everybody.